Hello. Hello, Shefali ma'am.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, shall we start?
Yes, ma'am. You are complete. Yes, ma'am. Just wait for a minute, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Okay, student. Good afternoon, all of you. This is your GATE class, which is sponsored by Prerna under AICTE. So today's lecture will be on your structural analysis subject, in which you are going to study about column base. So today's lecture will be delivered by Mrs. Sangeeta Meshram, ma'am. So student, please be patient and please listen carefully, because as you know, gate is very important and structural analysis plays a very important role in gate. Okay, ma'am, now you can start with your lecture.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. Um, just check, ma'am, whether the screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so shall I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, good afternoon to all. Myself, Sangeeta Mishra from YCC, working as assistant professor in civil engineering department.
Ma'am, 1 second, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, can you please on your camera?
yes, yes. Okay. So first, and we will see the column basis. So this is in the steel structures, we see beam column connection, plate girders connection, trusses, and plastic analysis. So we know that for connecting, that means we have to connect, if we have to connect two members with the help of steel structures, or any steel structure we have to connect, so we can use the different connection system. It may be riveted connection, bolted connection, welded connections. There are basically three types we have to use for the connection system: the riveted connection, bolted connections, and welded connections. Okay, so first we will see one by one. So rivet connections, anybody know about this riveted connection? Yes. What are the rivets and where we can use the riveted connection? Okay, maybe these rivets are used in daily life when the members are connected, the same doors or windows. For that, we can use these rivets. It consists of members. This is top member, which is called head, and this the length. The vertical member is called snap. This is head, and this is shank. Okay, this is the rivet types and grip and length. So basically, if we are using the rivet, it consists of shank portion, that is the bottom portion. Okay, जो vertical member है, bottom portion, that is called shank, and the rounded semicircular portion, which is nothing but called as head. This is manufacturing head. Okay, so basically having riveted have types: snap head, pan, flat countersunk, round countersunk. So these are some types which are related with the riveted connections. We will see how the riveted connections are done. See here, these are some rivets we can use: snap, pan rivet, flat countersunk, round countersunk. This is snap rivet, which is rounded head. This is have a tapered surface. This is flat, which consists of a flat surface. That head is flat type, and round countersunk, that means head is a semicircular rounded shape. So this is round countersunk. We will see one video which shows the how the rivet connections are done. Actually in field, riveted connections कैसे provide करते हैं. So we will see the video related to that. So I will share the tab first. So I have to stop this PPT and I have to share one tab. Okay, so the tab is visible. Just check, all of you. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will play that video. Actually, the rivets are in the field. हम्म, अगर आपको रिवेट्स प्रोवाइड करना है तो फील्ड पर एक्चुअली हॉट रोलिंग प्रोसेस यूज करते हैं. जस्ट सी दैट वीडियो, यू कैन क्लियरली गेट द आइडिया. So this is the process we have to use for riveting. Okay, on the field, one rod is used, which is a which consists of high heat, and that will be inserted into that hole, and then we also can apply the additional heat, and then we apply the hammering process. Okay, so it will form into a rounded shape. Okay, the holes are already been created. Then we have to insert one rod, which is having high heat. Then that rod is pressed by hammering, and it will form a rounded shape. Okay, and in the video it can be seen that the additional heat is provided so that it will suddenly get pressed and form a rounded shape. So that is the riveting process, hot riveting process used in the actual field. So these are some types of rivets we can use in the structures. Then bolted connection, we know that we can use the bolt for connecting system. So it consists of plain portion and threaded portion. Okay, if we get the proper connection, proper bonding, so we can use this bolted connections. In this case it consists of plain portion and threaded portion. Threaded portion gives the proper connection to the plates or any members we are connecting. So these are bolts. Okay, head, shank, and shank. See, there are basically two components. जैसे रिवेट में सेम बोल्ट is have head and shank. Okay, but the shank portion is of plain and also having the threaded portion. These are the threaded portions. Okay, and we can use the washers also for connecting system. So this is the bolted connections we have to use. These are some figures which indicate the connecting member. जैसे यहाँ पे steel members है. This is I section, so it is connected with the help of this bolts. So we can use the number of bolt for connection of different members also. Okay, it may be angle section, I section, or channel sections. For any type of section we can use the bolted connection, and it gives the proper connecting system. These are also figures which are related with this bolted connections. This is also figures which are indicates the connecting system. Okay, has anybody know about the what are the advantages of bolted system over the connected system? Sorry, riveted system. Bolt and rivet, why we are using maximum connecting system as a bolt? रिवेट के केस में क्या होता है, इफ वी आर यूजिंग द रिवेट्स तो कुछ टाइम बाद it will have loosened, so we cannot fit them properly. But in case of bolted connection we can fit it easily. ठीक है, अगर वो लूज भी होता है तो आप उसे आप प्रॉपरली कनेक्ट करके हाथ से ही आप उसे फिट कर सकते हो easily. So that is the advantages why we are using the bolted connections. Okay, and there are different types of bolted connections. That means different joints are there. Okay, so basically there are two joints. For that we are using this bolted joints. The lap joint is there and butt joint. So what is the meaning of this lap joint? If the two plates are overlapping with each other, then that type of joint is nothing but lap joint. Just see in this figure, these are the two plates which are connected, and also they are overlapping with each other, and they are connected with the bolt. So this type of joint is nothing but lap joint. Okay, these are the types of bolted joint. Then it may be single lap joint or double lap joint. Okay, a single bolted lap joint or double bolted lap joint. Single bolted, we are providing the single line of bolt, and in double bolted lap joint we are providing the double line of bolted. Okay, so this just see the A figure. This is a simple lap joint which which is nothing but overlapping of two plates. Okay, and that is connected with this bolts. So this is a lap joint. Then there is a single bolted lap joint. That means the two members or two plates are connected with the single row of bolts. So this is nothing but called a single bolted lap joint. Just see the figure B. Then there is a figure C, which is a double bolted lap joint. That means it is connected with the two rows of bolts. So this type of joint is called as double bolted lap joint. Okay, and the load is acting at some eccentricity. Okay, if there are two plates, so load is acting like this. Just see the figure D. The force P is acting like this, away from that member or away from the joint, and it is having some distance apart. So this is having eccentricity. It is acting some distance apart. So this is nothing but eccentricity lap joint. It is not actually collinear. It is having some distance. One plate is having P force, other plate is also having some different force, but it is acting at some distance apart. So this is nothing but eccentricity. Okay, the distance between these two forces, that is nothing but eccentricity in lap joint. Okay, then if we are providing the butt joint, then second type of joint we know that butt joint. Butt joint, that means the two plates are in front of each other. Lap joint में overlapping है, and in case of butt joint the two plates are in front of each other, and that two plates are connected with the help of cover plate. These are the main plates. Okay, just see the figure E. The two plates are joined which in front of each other, and above that there is one plate which having less thickness as compared to the main plate. Okay, and this plate, the above plate, is nothing but called as cover plate. Why we are providing the cover plate? In case of butt joint, if we have connected the plates, we have to provide the cover plate. It may be at the top or at the bottom, okay, or both side. Okay, if we are providing single, मतलब एक ही साइड में आप प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो कवर प्लेट, so that is called as single cover butt joint. Lap joint is two plates are overlap, and butt joint as two plates are in front of each other. Okay, and that two plates are connected with the help of cover plate. At the top of that main plate we have to provide the cover plate. Okay, and this nothing but called as single cover butt joint. Okay, and we are providing single bolt, line of single row of bolts, so it is called as single cover single bolted butt joint. Then we are providing the double two rows of bolts, so it is single cover double bolted butt joint. Okay, we are providing only one cover plate, so that is called as single cover. If we are providing a single row of bolts, so that is called as single cover single bolted. And two row of bolts, so that is called as single cover double bolted butt joint. Okay, then we can also provide the cover plate at the top and bottom of the main plate, so that type of joint it's called as double cover butt joint. Okay, it may be single bolted or double bolted, but that type of joint is called as double cover butt joint. Okay, all of you get this? What is meant by lap joint and what is meant by butt joint? Clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This question may be asked, what is lap joint, what is butt joint, single cover, double cover? Okay, so according to the conditions or according to the problems, we have to provide the single cover or double cover, and that is only in case of butt joint. Okay, lap joint में दोनों plates overlap है, so we don't have to provide the cover plates. Okay, this diagram shows the double cover single bolted butt joint. Okay, this is double cover double bolted butt joint. These are the plan and elevation is given in this diagram. Just see here, this is the bolt, this is plates. Okay, we have two joint. This is the lap joint actually, this figure. The two plates are overlapped, so it is lap joint, and this is bolt in single shear. Okay, I will tell you about this shearing process. Okay, these are some types of bolted joints. Okay, there are some different failures occur in the bolted joint when we are providing the bolts to connect the members. So it may have some failures. So there are different types of failure. It may be shear failure, bearing failure of bolts, plates. Here it is plates actually. Then tension failure of bolts, tension failure of plates. Here it is actually plates. This is also plates. Then block shear failure. There may be shear failure, bearing failure of bolts, plates, tension failure, or it consists of block shear failure. Yeah, shear failure, that two plates are get it, we know that in case of lap joint the forces will be acting away from that member, so दोनों end से अगर आप force apply कर रहे हो, so member will get away from each other. ठीक है, and between that plate the failure occur, and that known as shearing failure. shear failure कैसे होंगे आपका? parallel to the plate, between that surface or between the two plates the parallel force is acting, and due to that the members get away from each other, and that failure is called as shear failure. That failure is nothing but called as shear failure. Just see here, first diagram, this is a shear failure, and there are two types of shear failure, single shear and double shear. Single shear मतलब एक ही shear plane है. That means if the member it connected with the only two plates, if there are only two plates are connected with the help of bolt. Okay, so that member or that plate will be in a single shear or that bolt will be in a single shear. ठीक है, वो बोल्ट में क्या होगा आपका सिंगल शेयर. सिंगल शेयर मतलब एक ही शेयरिंग प्लेन है, वन शेयरिंग प्लेन विच इज इन बिटवीन दिस टू प्लेट्स. ठीक है. एंड व्हाट इज डबल शेयर? इफ देर आर थ्री प्लेट्स, this is a lap joint but there are three plates which are connected with the help of bolt. Okay, so this plate will get away from each other. Okay, so there are two planes, one plane is in between first and second plane, and second plane, sorry, first and second plate, and the second shearing plane is in between second and third plane. ठीक है. So just see that in case of double shear there are two planes, two shearing planes, so this bolt will be in double shear. In case of lap joint it may be a single shear or double shear. जितने शेयरिंग प्लेन है, अगर दो प्लेट है तो एक ही शेयरिंग प्लेन रहेगा. इन बिटवीन द टू प्लेट्स देयर विल बी अ शेयरिंग प्लेन. ठीक है. अगर तीन प्लेट प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो, सो देयर विल बी टू शेयरिंग प्लेन्स. So according to that, the bolt will be in single shear or double shear. Okay. Then bearing. So if the bolt get away from its original position, थोड़ा सा आपका पोजीशन में चेंज हो गया, so this is nothing but bearing failure of plate और bolt. ठीक है. प्लेट भी आपके पोजीशन चेंज हो सकती है या फिर बोल्ट it will have some different position due to the action of forces. If any members we are connecting during its service life, during its whole life, it will have some different forces acting. It may be environmental forces or load coming from the another structure, so it will cause some uh, distraction or it will have some displacement. ठीक है. तो वो एक्चुअल पोजीशन से मूव हो सकता है, moving of plate or it may be a bolt. So that type of failure is called as bearing failure. Okay. And this tension failure, so just see the third figure. You can see here the plate is get crushed around that bolt. Okay, near to that bolt. So this type of failure is tension failure of plate. Okay. And what is block shear full failure? The whole plate gets sheared out. Okay. आपकी जो प्लेट है, एक्चुअल प्लेट विल गेट ब्रेक. ठीक है, वहां पे ब्रेकेज हो जाएगा प्लेट का, एंड दैट टाइप ऑफ फेलियर इज कॉल्ड एज ब्लॉक shear failure. So these are the failure which occurs in case of bolted joints. It may be related with the plate or it may be related with the bolt. Okay. If we are providing the material, ठीक है, जो भी आप मटेरियल प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो फॉर प्लेट्स एंड बोल्ट्स, so plate material is higher than bolt, so in that case the failure bearing failure will be for bolts. अगर plate material आप higher provide कर रहे हो, standard material with higher grade and other properties, so there will be the failure, bearing failure which is related to the bolts. ठीक है. और plate का failure कब होगा? When we are providing the standard or higher capacity and material to the bolts, then there will be the failure in case of plate. So these are interrelated, the bearing failure of bolts and plates. So this is according to the material, according to the properties. So these are the failures in case of bolted joints. Then these are the figures which indicate the shear failure bearing. देखो, you see here, these plates get displaced from position, so there will be the shear failure in between this plate. The shear plane is nothing but in between these two plates there will be the shearing plane. ठीक है. और वहां पर आपका फेलियर हो रहा है, that is nothing but the shear failure of bolts. ठीक है. दोनों bolts it have different position due to the action of forces. Then just see the second figure. This is the bearing failure of bolts. The bolt get crushed off, so this type of failure is nothing but called as bearing failure of bolts. You can see in the figure, you can you get the clear idea what is shear failure, what is bearing failure. Just see the figure. Okay, if you are not getting any point, you can ask me or you can ask any questions also. Then this is the bearing failure of plates. The plate will get crushed due to the higher material or standard or properties which are related to the bolt. Okay, bolt is having higher efficiency, so in that case the failure is because of this plate. Okay, so plate will have some deformations, so this is nothing but bearing failure of plates. Just see the figure. बोल्ट के केस में आपका बोल्ट विल गेट क्रश so that failure is bearing failure of bolt. But in this case you can see in the figure, the plate will get crushed, so this is nothing but bearing failure of plates. Okay, and tension failure will be like this. Just see the figure, the forces are acting, uh, the bolt will have some it will have deformation in this, in between this plates, so this is nothing but tension failure of bolts. You can see in the figure. So these are the different types of failure which are related to the bolted joints. It may be shear, bearing, tension failure. Okay, then this is related with the welded connections. We know that there are different connection. It may be riveted, bolted and welded. Okay, so welded connection is there. Just see the figure. We are using the welding process to join the members. Okay, different members, that mean it is angle section, eye section, roll channel sections. Okay, all types of steel members, steel structures we can connect with the help of welding. Where it is not possible to connect the members with the help of bolts, we can use the welded connection. Okay, or due to the aesthetic view or any point of view, we can use the welded connections to connect the different members. You can see in this figure. So hot rolled welding we can use. क्या आपने शॉप में देखा होगा वेल्डिंग करते वक्त वी आर यूजिंग दैट रॉड टू कनेक्ट द मेंबर्स. वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग द हीट, extra heat, electric arc. Okay, that rod we are using for welded connection. So just see the figure. Then in case of steel structures, steel members, we are using the different shapes of member, different angles. Okay, so these are the different shapes we can use. In case of steel structures, maybe flat bar, angle, round, hexagon, or plates, channel section, eye section. Just see the figure, you can see the different shapes. T bar, then half round, square, pipe in circular shape. So these are some members with different shapes we are using in case of steel structures. Then roll steel tubes we can use as a compression or tension member in case of trusses. In case of truss structure, we can use this steel tubes, rounded steel tubes. Then we already seen this connections, riveted, bolted. There is also one pin connection, but basically bolted and welded connections are used for most of the structures. And fasteners, that means bolt, rivet, nuts, pins, this all are nothing but fasteners. Types of fastening, that is nothing but rivets, bolt, nuts, pins, belts. So all these members are nothing but fasteners which are used for the connection system. You can see here bolted connection, welded connection, pin connection. You can use the pin, just see the figure. It may be used according to the condition, according to the situation. You can use also pin. So there is one also pin connection is there. Then these are the rivets. Number of rivets we have to use to connect the members. You can see in the bridges, in the truss structure, you can use this riveted connection. So these are the rivets which are provided. Then we already seen this types of riveted bolted joint. Just the discussion is given here. Lap joint. In lap joint, the plates are to be connected or overlap to each other. Okay, इट मे बी सिंगल रो, स्टैगर्ड और चेन. ठीक है, सिंगल रो में प्रोवाइड कर सकते हो द बोल्ट्स, और इट मे बी स्टैगर्ड. दैट मीन्स इन बिटवीन दिस टू बोल्ट्स द नेक्स्ट बोल्ट विल बी नेक्स्ट लाइन इन बिटवीन दैट. ओके, दो बोल्ट्स के बीच में एक बोल्ट आप प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो, स्टैगर्ड. और चेन, चेन प्रोवाइड कर सकते हो. And second joint, we know that butt joint. So butt joint are joints in which the plates are in front of each other. um, or in case of butt joint, we have to provide the cover plate. Okay, because if we have to connect the butt joint, we require the cover plate. And this is the section which is related with the connection, bolt connection. We are providing the rivet or bolt, so it will have manufacture head, then the vertical portion, vertical member, that is nothing but shank. There are two components, head and shank. Okay, these are the diagrams which are related to the single cover bolted, double cover bolted joint. Okay, then if the diameter of bolt is given, okay, bolt or rivet, so in that case, diameter of hole, what should be the diameter of hole? Okay, so up to 25 mm diameter. If the rivet or bolt is less than or equal to 25 mm diameter, so we have to provide 1.5 mm extra diameter. We have to increase the diameter by 1.5. That is nothing but your diameter of hole. Okay, in making the deduction for rivets, agar suppose 20 mm diameter of bolt is given, so diameter of hole should be, it is we have to increase by 1.5. Just see this clauses. These clauses are used. These are the staggered. Okay, if the bolts are provided in this way, okay, one bolt is in one line, second bolt in the different directions or different distance. So this type of arrangement of bolt is nothing but staggered bolting or staggered riveting. Okay, so in that case the deduction will be sum of sectional area of holes, and this formula is already given in the IS code. Okay, then for different connection or different design for compression member, so for that we have to use this slenderness ratio. Then there are different limit state design serviceability. If we are designed according to IS code for steel structure, IS 800 2007 is used. So for that we have to use different clauses. Okay, different clauses are given. We are using the limit state method for designing of steel structures. Deflection limit, vibration, durability, fire resistance. That is limit state of strength and limit state of durability, serviceability is there. That means the structure should have sufficient strength to sustain the loading coming on it during the service life or during the span of structure. कोई भी structure आप अगर construct कर रहे हो, so it will have some duration or lifespan. So that means it will have that sufficient strength. Okay, then limit state of serviceability, that means it will have it will sustain the deflection, vibration, durability, fire resistance. Okay, there are different defects occur in that structure, cracks, then deflection, deformations, displacement. So the structure should be safe to sustain all this type of failures or this type of that is nothing but limit state of serviceability. So according to that we have to design the specific type of structures. Then in case of shearing bearing failure, we know that the different failures for bolts, shear failure, bearing failure. Okay, so this different formulas are given for this failures to find out the design strength, number of bolts. So for that we have to use this some partial safety factor, which is given in the IS 800 2007. Partial safety factors for material. It is gamma M0, gamma M1 is there, gamma MB. Okay. For yielding case, it is gamma M0 partial safety factor is 1.1. Then gamma M1 1.25, which is related with the ultimate stress. Then resistance for connections, bolt friction, bolt bearing, rivets and welds. So these are the gamma M1 values for शॉप फैब्रिकेशन एंड फील्ड. अगर शॉप में आप कंस्ट्रक्ट कर रहे हो, प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो रिवेट्स और बोल्ट, सो फॉर दैट और वेल्ड्स, so for that case the gamma m1 partial safety factor for material, gamma m1 is used as 1.25. Okay, but in case of field fabrications all values are same, just it will different for welding case. अगर शॉप वेल्डिंग है तो 1.25 यूज करूंगी, and it is filled at the site we are welding the member, so in that case the partial safety factor gamma m1 is we have to consider it as 1.5 according to this table which is already given in the IS 800 2007. Okay, so this table is important for the partial safety factor. Okay, if we are designing the member in case of using limit state method, so for that we have to use the different partial safety factor which is given in this table. Okay, these are the design load combination. We are generally using 1.5 dead load plus live load when we are designing the structure. In case of reinforced concrete RCC structure design kar rahe, तो basically we are using 1.5 partial safety factor for concrete and 1.5 times of dead load plus live load. ठीक है, मतलब जो आपको combinations use करना है. So these are some combinations are given. If we are using dead load plus live load plus crane load, so the for limit state of strength the we have to consider this factor, and in case of limit state of serviceability we are considering the different factors. Okay, so these are the different combinations we can use for designing. ये design load combinations are given in this table. Then section classification. Okay, these are also used for designing compression member. So there are different classification. Is slender section, semi-compact, compact, and plastic section. What is meant by plastic section? We will see that in the cross section which can develop plastic hinges and have the rotation capacity required for failure of the structure. That means it is in the plastic stage and it develops the plastic hinges on in that structure, so that is called as plastic section. Then compact, which can develop plastic moment of resistance. Okay, there is a moment capacity, so for limit state is in simple moment of resistance. Then there is also plastic moment of resistance, M and MP. It is related with this. M and MP is the plastic moment of resistance. Okay, in this compact section it developed the plastic moment of resistance but have inadequate plastic hinge rotation capacity. Okay, so in case of compact section it will have some plastic moment of resistance but it adequate to develop the plastic hinge rotation capacity. So this type of section is called as compact section. And semi-compact, in which the extreme fiber in compression can reach the yield stress but cannot develop the plastic moment of resistance due to buckling. Okay, yield point per yield stress it can reach but cannot develop the plastic moment of resistance. And slender elements buckle locally even before reaching the yield stress, and in such cases the effective section for design shall be calculated. Slender members or slender, जैसे column आपका, this is slender member. Okay, so in which the elements buckle locally even before reaching the yield stress value. So these are the four section classification. Just see in this figure, slender section is there, semi-compact section is there, compact section, okay, and the plastic section. Just see the figure, plastic, compact, semi-compact, and slender section. Okay, This is the moment capacity M, this is the yield moment, and the plastic moment MP. Okay, just say we already you already studied about the stress strain curve, in which the stress and strain are proportional to each other up to the yield point, and after that it will have increase in stress, increase in strain with the constant stress. Okay, if we are providing the forces, or just one experiment is there in which we are applying the forces, or we are providing some deformations to the member. Suppose it is a steel member, so we are providing giving the extra force, it will have deformation. मतलब actual जो shape है, it is rounded shape, so it will have some deformation. मतलब area कम हो रहा है आपका. Okay, it will have proportionally limit up to the yield point, that is stress is proportional to strain. उसके बाद और अगर आप increase कर रहे हो stress, so in that case it having the only the strain is increases, मतलब deform और deformation हो गया, but at some point at the ultimate point it will have break. ठीक है, maximum point is nothing but ultimate point, ultimate stress, yield point, yield stress, ultimate point. And after that, if we are more increasing the load, it does not have the capacity to sustain that load. So after that it will have the breaking or failure. अगर कोई अगर member आप consider कर रहे हो, okay, we are giving forces, force आप provide कर रहे हो, okay, it will sustain that load, it will have does not have any changes in the structure, and we are increasing more load, then it will have deformation. कोई भी member, suppose एक छोटा सा small bar अगर आप consider कर रहे हो, उस पे आप force apply कर रहे हो, ठीक है, when we are applying the force, uh, at some point it does not have any changes in that structure on that member. Okay, then we are increasing more force, we are applying more force, तो it will have deformation. मतलब वो बार जो है ना आपका, उसका क्रॉस सेक्शन कम हो जाएगा. फोर्स अगर आप उसे और इंक्रीज करें, फोर्स अप्लीकेशन जो है इट विल इंक्रीजेस, सो इट विल हैव सम डिफॉर्मेशन, दैट मींस उसका क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया कम हो जाएगा. देन वी आर अप्लाइंग मोर फोर्सेस. ठीक है, जितना फोर्स अप्लाई कर उससे ज्यादा और आप फोर्स अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, सो इट विल हैव cross section will changes, but at some point it does not sustain that force or sustain that load, and it will get break off. कोई भी अगर आप सिंपल कोई भी एलिमेंट है, सिंपल स्ट्रक्चर कोई भी आप कंसिडर करो, उस लोड कैरिंग कैपेसिटी जितने वो ना वो लोड कैरी करेगा, बट एट सम पॉइंट इट विल गेट ब्रेक ऑफ. अगर आप उसकी लोड कैरिंग कैपेसिटी से ज्यादा आप फोर्स अप्लाई कर रहे हो, सो एट द अल्टीमेट पॉइंट, एट आफ्टर दैट अल्टीमेट पॉइंट, मतलब मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी उसने सस्टेन कर ली, बट वी आर इंक्रीजिंग मोर एंड मोर लोड, more and more force we are applying, so at some point it will have the breakage or failure, and that point is called at breaking point of failure. ठीक है, you already studied this stress strain curve, so this concept we can use here in section classification. मतलब up to this yield limit, below that yield limit, up to the movement. Okay, so this member is related with the slender member. Fy है मतलब yield stress. The slender section is related with the yield stress. मतलब up to the yield point it will have the capacity. Okay, so that type of section is slender section. Then semi compact section. Okay, it will also similar as to the slender members, but up to the yield point. Okay, then there is a compact section. Okay, compact section में आपका it will have the capacity up to the plastic movement capacity, but it does not provide the plastic hinges. ठीक है, and the last is the plastic section in which the movement is equal to the plastic movement. ठीक है, if we are comparing the movement and the plastic movement, that is yield movement and plastic movement. Okay, so for slender section yield moment my is less than np. Okay, in plus sorry semi compact section में आपका m is also less than this yield moment, M is My, and in case of compact section, moment is less than plastic moment, and this plastic section, it is having M equal to MP. When we are considering moment of that specific section with the yield moment and the plastic moment, so you can compare with this. ठीक है, जैसे आपका slender section yield moment से नीचे है, just see the figure, this is My. So below that My there is slender section and the compact section, semi compact section, and that yield moment, above that yield moment there is a compact section, and at the plastic moment point there is a semi compact section. So these are the classification we can use for the designing of members. So these are the different sections. Then according to this section, how we can classify? Okay, जैसे we have to find out the ratio, जैसे b by tf मतलब width upon thickness. Yeah, it is 9.4, 9.10.5, 15.7. So according to that, we can classify the plastic section, compact section, and semi-compact section. So this table are used to classify the section according to the calculated value, B by TF or B by TW. Okay. So according to calculated value, you can classify the section. It is less than 9.5, less than 10.5, or less than 15.7. So it is plastic, compact, and semi-compact section. For different shapes, roll section, welded section, angle section, there are different clauses, and this table is already given in the IS 800 2007, which used for designing the steel structures. Okay, so this is some limits given. Buckling class we are using for compression member. This table is also given. Then there are different bolts we are using: black bolt or high strength, friction grip bolt. This is high strength we are using for bolt type. Okay, so we are using the black bolt or high strength friction bolt. Okay, black bolt, it is made up from mild steel. Okay, if the bolt is made up from mild steel, that is related with the black bolt. And for the connection of this black bolt, it required the simple equipment or simple tools, so it can be easily inserted, no specialized equipment. These are some advantages given with related, which is related with the black bolt and high strength friction grip bolt. Okay, then in case of black bolt, no cooling time needed, and progress of work is fast and easy to dismantle and reuse also. So these are the some advantages which is related with the black bolt. Then high strength friction grip bolt, the name itself say it have the high capacity, it will have high strength, that they slip in bearing easily, do not allow slip between connector member. Okay, and less number required, reducing the gusset size, no noise pollution, deformation is minimum. When it gives the high strength also, then deformation is minimum if we are using this type of bolt. Then we already seen this lap joint, butt joint, and the failure in case of bolts. These are some clauses we are using while designing. Okay, if spacing, there are different clauses. It is 2.5 times of nominal diameter, that is D, diameter of bolt. Maximum spacing is 32 T or 300. Pitch is given. Age and end distance are 1.5 times of D0. Then we have to design the bolt, so it is according to the shear capacity and bearing capacity. Okay, shear capacity of bolt is calculated with the help of this formula. This formula is already given in the IS code. We can use this formula to find out the shear capacity. Okay, so these are some terms are given, we will see one by one. It is given by Fu upon root 3 Nn ANB plus Ns into ASB upon gamma MB. Okay, so the most important in case of bearing capacity of bolt is this factor NN and NS. This is important. What is NS? Number of shear planes without threads, and NN is number of shear plane with threads. Okay, just see the figure. uh, can anybody tell me first figure जो आपकी, just see the first figure. This is your shearing plane. ठीक है, the middle one is your shearing plane. Okay, so this shear plane cuts which section? Plane section or threaded section? Can anybody tell me? Because in case of shear capacity of bolt, अगर आपको shear strength find out करना है, for that you require the NN and NS value. What is NN? Number of shear plane with threads, number of shearing plane which cuts the threaded section, and NS is shear planes without, मतलब plain section. We know that the bolt consists of the threaded portion and the plain section. Okay, so just see the first figure. First figure, that shearing plane cuts the plain portion, plain section of bolt. Okay, so in that case the value of NS is 1. Okay, and just see the second figure. ठीक है, the shearing plane आपका, just see the second figure. Shearing plane cuts the threaded section of the bolt. Okay, so in that case the value of NN is 1. NS मतलब plain section, and NN is related with the threaded section. This is important to find out the shear capacity of bolt. Okay, so ANB and ASB. ANB क्या हो जाएगा आपका? रिड्यूसिंग एरिया. ठीक है, थ्रेडेड सेक्शन है मतलब वहां पर आपका एरिया रिड्यूस होगा. सो इट जनरली टेकन एज 0.78 टाइम्स पाई बाय 4 डी स्क्वायर. ओके, and this NS, number of shearing planes without threads. So ASB is related with to that, so it is 0.7 sorry pi by 4 d square. The area of circle आप जो use करते हो ना, pi by 4 d square we can use directly to find out the ASB value. Okay, so these are some important parameter we have to use while designing the bolt. Design shear capacity of bolt which is in single shear or maybe in double shear. Single shear, that means it will have only one shearing plane and the 3 plates are connected, so it will have 2 shearing plates, so that bolt will be in the double shear. So according to that the value of NN and NS will change. Okay, only both the shearing plate are cuts the threaded section, so in that case the value of NN equal to 2. Okay, then bearing capacity. See here, we can also find out the tension capacity of the plate or bolt with the help of this formula. The formula is given here. Then the basic important parameter, that is the bolts and bearing. The design bearing strength of bolt VDPB equal to VNPB upon gamma MB. Okay, then it is formula is 2.5 kb dt into FU, ultimate tensile stress of plate. Then FUB is ultimate tensile stress of bolt. Okay, the nomenclature is given. D0 is nothing but diameter of bolt hole. Then D is nominal diameter of the bolt. Then KB, it depends upon 4 parameters: E upon 3D0 value, P upon 3D0 minus 0.25, FUB upon FU, and 1. What is E? Age or end distance. P is pitch. Okay, if the values are given you can use directly or you can use the clauses. So pitch can be find out using the clause 2.5 times of D, 2.5 times the nominal diameter. And E, the value of E, that is age or end distance, can be find out using 1.5 times of D0. E equal to 1.5 times of D0. And what is D0? It is diameter of bolt hole. So you can find out the bearing strength of bolt using this formula. Okay, so basically the KB factor is important and depends on this four parameters: E upon 3D0, P upon 3D0 minus 0.25, FUB upon FU and 1. So generally अगर आपका grade same है, so FUB upon FU will ratio have same. FUB मतलब stress of bolt and FU is related to the plate. So this formula we can use to find out the bearing strength of bolt. Then tensile capacity of plate can be found out using 0.9 FU/AN upon gamma N1. Okay. Net area AN is the net area of net effective area of plate. When we are using this term net area, that means we have to deduct the number of holes. Okay. Total width अगर आपको दी है member की and it will have three bolts, so we have to deduct that diameter of hole. Yeah, bolt diameter दिया है, so you can find out the diameter of hole and net area जहाँ पर भी आपका ये net term use कर रहा हो, that means we have to deduct the number of holes. Okay, just see the formula. How will you find out this net area? B. If the B is the width of the member, okay, we have to deduct the number of holes. What is E minus N DH दिया है? DH is nothing but also diameter of bolt hole. It may be denoted as D0 or DH. D0 or DH, it is nothing but diameter of bolt hole. Okay. So we have to deduct the number of holes. If there are three bolts which are connected for that member, so we have to deduct the minus 3 into diameter. The diameter of hole है 18 suppose. Okay, into T. T is the thickness of plate. So this formula can be used to find out the net effective area of the plate. You can note down this. And for chain bolting, this the formula is different given here. We have to first term is same, B minus NDH. There is the addition of sum of P square. मतलब pitch कितने वो यहाँ पे रहेंगे आपके upon 4G. It's the 4 into gauge distance into thickness. So this is for zigzag bolting. Chain bolting में आपका simple formula रहेगा B minus NDH into T. And the bolts are zigzag bolt, so for that the net effective will have different formula, net effective area. Okay, so D0 or DH is the diameter of bolt hole, B and T is the thickness, width and thickness of plate, G is the gauge distance, P is the pitch length, and N is the number of bolt holes. Okay, so here one numerical is given which is related with the truss member. If we have to connect different members to that connect, in case of truss joint, we can use suppose to see the question. Yeah, we have to design the connection. That means number of bolts we have to find out. Okay, so for that you require the first you have to find out the single shear value. Okay, and double shear. Okay, दो members है, 2 LS लिखा है, 2 मतलब 2 members back to back, so there will be double shear, that member will be in double shear. Okay, and how will you find out this number of bolt? Load upon strength. Okay, so first you have to find out the bearing strength, strength of bolt in shear, and then strength of bolt in bearing. So दोनों में से जो minimum value रहेंगी, that will be the strength of bolt. First we have to find out the strength of bolt in shear and then bearing, and minimum value between these two will be the strength of that particular bolt. Okay, and number of bolt will be find out using load. Okay, load is already given in this. So suppose AB member के लिए आपको find out करना है, so you have to use the load value divide by strength. जो minimum value रहेंगी bearing और shearing, दोनों में से जो minimum value है that should be used to find out the number of bolt. So you can find out the number of bolt for different member. Just see the figure. This is ABC member, then DC member is there, CE member is there. Okay, so ACB member is continuous member. So load is acting uh, away from, so we have to deduct. Okay, subtraction करना है. Net force will be, just see the figure. ACB, ACB जो member है, it is continuous member, and at A joint it is 305 kilonewton force, and at B joint 205. So net force for that ECB member will be 305 minus 205. ठीक है, you have to deduct, subtraction करना है. ठीक है, so net force will be 100. Just see the ECB number of bolts. 100 will be the force, and 58 will be the strength, bolt value, the minimum strength value between shearing and bearing. Okay, so we are using the formula for shear and bearing. Then there is different connection system design of welded connection. This method we are using to connect the different members. If there is it is not possible to connect the members with the help of bolt, so we can use this welded connection. Okay, this is a bonding of two pieces of metals at faces rendered by plastic or liquid by pressure or heat or both. The heating generally आप वेल्डिंग देखे होंगे तो बेसिकली हीट यूज करते हैं, हीटिंग प्रोसेस to connect the members. It is electric arc welding, different processes are given here: gas welding, thermite, forged, and resistance welding. Okay, then there are different classification of welds. So it is according to their position: flat, horizontal, vertical. Then according to type, it is groove weld, plug, so slot weld. Then according to method of joining, okay, join जो method आप use कर रहे हैं, so according to that the it may be fillet weld or butt weld. Okay, so these are the classification of welds. So this is the actual connection system. We are connecting these two members with the help of weld. So this is the portion. This is throat thickness. This is fusion. Okay, we are using the heating process and providing the metal here for fusion, for connecting these two members. So this diagram shows the throat thickness, then root. This is fusion zone. So these are related with the connection system. We see here. We first see this riveted connection, then bolted connection, then how to find out the strength of bolt, and third is the welded connection. Now there is next topic is roof trusses. Okay, so different shapes and different arrangement of roof trusses are given. So roof truss is nothing but a frame structure which formed by connecting various members at their ends to form a system of triangles. Okay, and its pattern depending upon the span, type of loading, and functional requirement. Different types of trusses are given here, but it is a one type of frame structure. Roof truss, it is connected with the help of uh, different members. Okay, members are connected and joint are hinge joint, and the loads are acting on the joint only. Okay, in case of trusses, load is acting on only at the joint. So these are some types which are given here, and diagrams is also given: fan truss, sphinx truss, triangular. So according to arrangement, it can be have different types. The components, these are some components for roof truss. It means consists of principal rafter, top chord, then bottom chord, that is main tab, it is a tension member. Okay, struts, purlins, rafters, then panel points, roof covering, eaves. So these are some components which are related to the roof truss. Okay, जिसे आप यहाँ पे टॉप पोर्शन में शीट्स प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो. So this is sheeting portion. This is main tie, bottom chord member, main tie. This is top chord member, principal rafter. This is vertical member, sack ties. यहाँ पे inclined, बीच में आपको inclined members provide किए. This is ties. Then this purlins are provided. So these are some components which are related with the roof trusses. So basically in the industrial structure, this type of structure we are used. This is nothing but truss structure. The important terms are given here. Bay. Bay is defined as the distance between the adjacent trusses. If we are providing number of trusses, so distance between that is nothing but bay. Then rise. It is defined as the distance from the highest point to the line joining the support. The highest point to the line joining the support, that is nothing but rise. The vertical distance. And span is distance between the center of end support. This is the span. End to end, मतलब एक single truss आप provide करो suppose to end, one support to the next support. Okay, first and end, next support, the distance between that is nothing but span. Then pitch, ratio of rise to span. Some clauses are given. Then spacing, okay, it is according to span. Okay, it is if span is up to 15 meter, the spacing is 3 to 4.5 meter. Spacing of trusses, distance between two consecutive trusses is nothing but called as spacing of trusses. Okay, and depends upon the spanning. Okay, uh, 15 to 38, so it is spacing is between 4.5 to 6. Then if the span of truss is greater than 40, so we are using 12 to 15 meters spacing. Then slope, it is defined as the ratio of rise to half the span. Just see the different elements of the roof truss. Principal rafter, this is panel point, this is panel length, this is length of principal rafter, and this is span. And this vertical height, sorry, which is related with the rise. You can see the components in the figure. Then spacing of purlins, it is from 1.35 to 2 meter. And according to spacing of trusses, we can provide a different section. Just see in this, we can providing I section or angle section purling for if the spacing of trusses is in between 3 to 4.5. So for that we can use the angle section. Then 4.5 to 6 meter we can use the channel section, and for large span trusses we can use the I section. So it is according to spacing of truss, you can select this different section. It may be angle section, channel section, I section also. This is the plate girder. Uh, it is next is plate girder, which is a flexure member which is required to carry heavy loads or relatively long span. What is plate girder? Girder, which is a flexure member. Just a beam. It is one of the flexure member. Same. This is the girder, which is used to carry heavy loads or relatively long span. For long span members, we can using this plate girder. It is typically used for long span floors girders in building. ठीक है, span अगर ज़्यादा है in case of buildings or bridge, okay, so in that case we can use this plate girder. It is a flexural member. It is made up of number of elements. So we can connect with the help of rivet poles, or we can use the welding process. Okay, जो अभी जो use कर रहे हैं modern girder plates are fabricated by welding. Basically, this girders are fabricated or connected with the help of welding. Welding together two flanges and the wave plate. Just see the figure. This consists of this wave and this flanges and this fillet weld. We have to connect this wave and flanges. We can connect with the help of this fillet weld. So this is a plate girder which consists of these three components. This is fillet weld, this is wave section, and this is the flange section. Then types of plate girders, it is bolted with or without cover plate, then riveted plate girder, box girder, then welded plate girder. Why we are using this plate girder? Because it have lower fabrication cost, it can be easily erected, maintenance is low, then flexibility. Okay, flexibility in design, economically viable, that is high strength to weight ratio, and where the depth is constrained, we have to limit the depth. So in that case, you can use this plate girder. Depth limitation says, so for that case also this plate girders use. So these are some advantages actually. So first is lower fabrication cost, easy erection, painting maintenance, flexibility in design. It is economically viable, that is high strength to weight ratio, and useful where depth is constrained. This is used for large span. Plate girder is bridge construction for larger spans. This is line of action load carrying pattern in the plate girder. These are the components: wave, flange plate, wave plate, or stiffeners we can provide. So these are some members or types we can provide. The intermediate transfer web stiffener to improve the buckling strength of slender web due to shear. And different load carrying or bearing stiffener is there to prevent local buckling of the web due to concentrated load. According to the conditions, we can use this stiffener. Torsion stiffener to provide torsional restraint to beams, girders. At support, diagonal stiffener we can use to provide the local reinforcement to the web under shear and bearing. Then tension stiffener is there to transmit the tensile force applied to a web through flange. Then the next is column bases. So basically it is two types: slab base and gusseted base. Slab base, it is used for column which carry the small loads. It is the load is less, so in that case we can use the slab base. So it consists of base plate. If we are designing the slab base, so it is having base plate and the cleat angles. Okay, and the machine column and transfer the load to the slab by direct bearing. The column is connected to base plate by welding or by means of riveted angle iron cleats. Okay, just see the figure. So this is nothing but a slab base. So you can use this cement concrete base. This is base plate. This is angle section we can connect. This is the column. Okay, so the column is connected with this plate with the help of cleat angles. See the figure. This is plan front elevation. This is your column section. This web cleat angle, flange cleat angle is there, and this is the base, cement concrete base. This is the image which is related with the slab base. Okay, so this is your cover plate. This is eye section. This column. Then web cleat angle. This flange cleat angle. So this is related with the slab base. Then second is gusseted base. Okay, gusseted base, that columns carrying heavy loads. If the column is carrying heavy loads, so for that you can use this gusseted base. Okay, and it can be loads are transmitted to the base plate through gusset plate. Okay, in the gusseted base, the gusset plates are used and also called as gusset angles. Just see the figure. This is the gusset plate which is used to connect the angle with the base plate. So this type of arrangement or section is nothing but called as gusseted base. This is cement concrete base. This is base plate and the angle section, the column, which is consists of this flange, wave, It is connected with the gusset plate, pleat angle with the help of bolts. So this type is nothing but called as gusseted base. You can see this figure also. This is also related with the gusseted base. Different components are given: column, gusset angle, wave pleat angle, flange pleat angle, base plate. This is cement concrete plate. You can see the arrangement. In case of railways, sleepers, or column connections, we can use this gusseted base and slab base also. It's directly connected slab base, and we are using the gusset angles, gusset plate. So that type of base is nothing but gusseted base. Okay. If we are connecting the column with the base, so we can use a different system. It may be slab base or gusseted base. So this is all related with the column bases. Thank you. Anyone have any doubt, or anyone have asked some questions? Yes. Ma'am, Shefali ma'am. Okay. Okay, Bhagyashri. Uh, so it is completed. You don't have any questions?